from a working in travel agent, you diverse to chef. But actually, you already initially you know how to cook for many years. Since you are young, 6 years old.
Very long story because I come family of 13 children. I'm the youngest.
13 children. Big family.
13 children, and my father cannot cope with so many of us. So I was taken care by my nanny. So when my nanny took care of me, then after a few months, my father never pay. So then they sell me to the nanny lah. So the nanny become my adopted mother.
Very interesting. And then also from travel agent you become...
Then when I was with my nanny, I helped to in the kitchen pound chili all that.
So
don't understand lah, just follow.
Is she also a Peranakan?
Yes, also a Peranakan.
But Peranakan food is actually only that few symbols the Peranakan food, right? Like the ayam bakar or...
In fact, quite a number of dishes. Yeah.
But what represent the main one?
There are very few basic things, basic dishes that all Peranakan family must know.
Must know.
The ayam buah keluak, the babi pongteh, the chapchai, and one side dish that be like ngoh hiang or satay babi goreng, something like that.
So these are the basic four that you must.
Yeah, and of course the sambal belacan is very important. Every lunch dinner must have sambal belacan.
There is many kinds of the Peranakan.
Yes. We are the Peranakan from Singapore. We have Peranakans also from Malacca, Penang, also from Thailand and Indonesia.
Also, you need a mix altogether.
Yes. Yes.
It looks like
Caucasian
Chinese,
or mixed Eurasian.
The reason because my great grandmother is a Thai, married into the Peranakan family. So if you look into my cookbook, there are some dishes that say ayam pedas siam. The old day of Thailand is called Siam, not Thai.
So that means your inside blood there's a many mixed blood.
Mixed, yes.
So your mother also actually considered half Thai, right?
Not really, because my mother is from another Peranakan family. Yeah.
Very.
Yes. Yes, it's a mix of Chinese immigrant into the Southeast Asia, and then they mingle with the local. The Chetty Melaka, the Indian Eurasian, also another group of Peranakan. Chetty Melaka, yeah.
Oh, you mean there's so many kinds?
Yes.
So you are considered
The Singapore version of Peranakans, yeah. This is the ayam buah keluak, which is very significant in all Peranakan families. Every family have their style. Yes. And then you take the little bit of the rice, you mix, and then very difficult to explain.
It's a fast experience.
For Japanese to eat.
I call it
a bit bitter, something like you're taking a medicine, you know, those herbal.
I call it it's a very mixture of Asian truffle.
Asian truffle. So that means you are born in a family of 13 children.
13 children.
So you are the youngest. So do you still contact with your family?
My eldest 4. The rest my father sold them away, so I do not know where are they. Yeah.
But do you try to find them?
Cannot find. Because they all changed the name. I'm the only one never changed the name.
So you still remain your
original name.
So that means your nanny very good. Keep your surname there.
Yes, and she showed me where is my real parents once when I was primary 1, 7 years old.
But then I believe that your father must be Peranakan at that time, is also from a rich family, right?
Yes. because my grandfather is a doctor and my great grandfather is a head of a mercantile bank. Yeah.
That's why I believe that
Yeah,
if not a rich family cannot have 13 children.
And plus they got 4 wives.
For wife,
Yeah. My grandfather got 4 wives.
Four wife means Muslim.
No lah,
No,
Peranakan.
they are also mixed Peranakan Chinese.
Many wife?
When you are rich, you can afford. Then my great grandfather also got many wives, more than 4.
But not the official one at that time. It's just a wife, right?
Official. They all stay in the same house.
They can official.
Yes.
I thought Singapore only allowed one official.
Those days, the law is not so strict.
Those days we use British colonized.
British colonial days, yes.
So they recognize as long you are married, you are official the wife already.
As long as you stay in the same household, same building. It's a bit like the Chinese culture where the emperor's dowager and then the emperor got so many wives.
So it's only the rich then they can,
Yeah,
right?
only
If they-
usually the rich.
And they must have a big house.
Big house, yes.
So at that time, your parents is staying like Peranakan style house
Yes,
or just a
at
normal
Sea Avenue in Katong.
Sea Avenue?
Yeah.
But is the house still there?
The house still there.
They
but now
maintain
it's,
the Peranakan,
but now it's taken over some association,
but it's still preserved there.
preserved there.
So that is belongs to your ancestor lah, to say that.
Not anymore lah, because they already sold it long ago.
So there's a memory there lah. But for you, maybe you're still young.
I won't be able to remember because I was not born there at that time. Then the next one is an all-time favorite, which future mother-in-law must, future daughter-in-law must know how to cook this dish to go into the family. This is actually braised pork belly with mushroom and bamboo shoots and potato. The most difficult part for this dish is the caramelization of the rempah, the spices, and 3 ingredients: shallots, garlic, and tauchiong to preserve soya bean. But the technique is you must fry until very fragrant. If you don't fry it well, your dish first doesn't come out the flavor. 2, you cannot keep the dish overnight. It will turn rancid very easily because it's raw. The shallot have to be very cooked. Yeah.
チリと一緒に食べるんです。チリと一緒に食べるんですよね。
グレービーとチリ
So you do the food promotion lah.
ちょっと辛い。
This one?
辛い。
Which one? King's Hotel is doing what? I forgot. King's always the buffet very good. No, the King's, sorry. Cotton.
柔らかいし、甘い。
A lot of Penang. They have been doing Penang
チリは辛いけど、
and they are doing very good, no?
あ、美味しい。
But the
This one second Japanese also
これ
like
美味しい。
I see.
Yeah.
So means to say that you learn all the cooking from your nanny.
From my nanny.
Yeah.
Originally, then when my
Original.
nanny died when I was 14 years old,
14 years old.
yeah, then I go back to my real father.
Oh, you go back to your real father.
Go back to my real father. Then when I go back to my real father, I learned the cooking from my father's sisters.
So the sister is staying, the aunt is staying with your father.
No, they all got different house. So every Saturday, Sunday, no school, I'll go and visit them.
Then you pick out the cooking from the aunt.
And then I will take one small exercise book and then I will write the recipe. Then go back home, I
So
cook.
actually cooking is your passion.
Yeah, when I was 14 years old, I begin to miss my nanny cooking. Because you learn from young, right? You'll be eating the food, right? Then when you,
Home-cooked food lah,
yeah,
so.
when you go back to your original family, then you're a bit lost. Then after that, you kind of like miss the food that you've been brought up. So you want to learn more. So I learned from my aunties. Okay, then this is sambal udang belimbing. This is very rare because it's seasonal. The little fruit is sour. Not always available.
Is this the fruits? Yeah?
Yes, that's
like
a fruit.
Star fruits.
Like a mini star
Mini
fruit.
star fruits.
Very sour. So with the sambal, which is the spices used, this one we use about 4 ingredients. We use chili, shallots, candle nut, and belacan. 4 ingredients.
So when do you start to work at what age you start to work in travel agent? After 14 years old, you go back to your parents,
Yes,
right?
then after I finished school, after my secondary school, I started working as a waiter in some restaurant. Then I worked in some hotel first as a waiter, and then they sent me for SHATEC training to go into front office. So I stayed in the hotel industry for about 10 over years, and then I switched to travel agent.
Well, that is a huge change, huh? From F&B, you change to travel.
Quite related lah.
Yeah,
It's
quite
tourism
related.
lah.
But because your first passion is
Yes.
cooking, so it's very surprisingly that you turn to
So when I was a travel agent, I stick there for about 16 years.
then you get tired.
Then year 2000, I decided that I think enough of the stress of travel agent. I want to do something I enjoy. So
Your
cooking
passion,
was
ah.
something that I always enjoyed cooking for family and friends.
And then this is the
This
famous.
is chap chai, which is all-time favorite in all family homes. Originally, when you cook this, they will cook it with some bak, pork belly, very thin strips of pork belly and prawns. So, but through the years, people are more health conscious, so we omit it out. We don't put the pork and the prawn anymore. At the same time, people who are vegetarian can eat this dish.
So it's purely vegetables. Isn't it?
Yes, all the dried beancurd, the mushroom, the lily bulb, and then the glass noodle. And
So-
Singapore have a lot of varieties.
A lot. That's why I say one of them are Peranakan food,
Yes.
which also represent
Yes.
one of the Singapore heritage
Culture,
food
yes.
and culture,
Yeah.
which we need to maintain, because if not, the culture or the young people.
Yes, that's why I've been telling everybody I want to pass down
So
my
you got
skill and my
anybody to-
knowledge. So that's why I'm now with the Real Peranakan Restaurant, and all the kitchen staff are very young. So it's
Yeah,
a good
it's all
time.
very young.
It's good time to teach them to understand the food. So I will teach them step by step along the way. What is the understanding of the spices used? Why you use candle nut? Why you use galangal for certain dish? Certain dish cannot use. I will explain.
So you don't want to lose out all the
Yes.
Peranakan. Yeah, it's better to somebody can
Yeah,
take
so
over.
hopefully they can continue my work. And then this is our ngoh hiang, the beancurd meat roll, which contains minced pork, prawns, and water chestnut, and carrots.
Carrots.
Yeah.
ここのやつは口に入れた瞬間なんかふわっとなるから初めて食べた。
And then of course with the 5 spice powder. The 5 spice powder I don't buy, I make it myself. So I make my own 5 spice powder.
Spice powder.
Yeah, more fragrant when you make yourself. I mean the joy to see someone enjoy your food.
That is the joy. It's how hard work is okay. It's the joy that you see people, they appreciate your cooking and they enjoy the food. I also think so.